World Cup's like the pinnacle of paintball, you know, it is. I mean, I think I can't count on both hands on how many times someone in a paintball video or DVD have said World Cup's, you know, the Super Bowl of paintball.
It was 2002, and I played for my first team ever, Fuel, with Colt Roberts. It was crazy. I mean, we saw, you know, all the, you know, superstar paintball players that we watched on videos and, you know, wanted to be like, and, you know, go-karts going everywhere. We wanted to be on the go-karts, but we weren't cool enough to get on them yet, or didn't have the right connections.
Total Eclipse, it was first team I played on that we played in the US. By far my favorite tournament I've ever played was that World Cup. We won World Cup, and just the games that we went into playing it was just an epic battle. It was only Division II, but to me it was my first World Cup ever, first time winning at largely at paintball on a US scale. And it was just the way the game went. We were behind, we're up, we're back and forth. It was a battle to the end. You know, we're down 3 with 2 minutes to go. You know, we caught up, and that really hooked me on the X-Ball game.
My first World Cup was in 1993, which seems like an eternity ago. You know, it was awesome, man. It was like the first time I ever really got to a huge tournament. You know, I've been to this event now 14 years and have never won it. You know, so like that's a tough thing to swallow. You know, everybody wants to win World Cup.
Old school pros like Danny Love, Billy Saransky said the whole season is hollow. The only thing important is winning World Cup. And they were right.
Unfortunately, we finished right below the cut to get a first round bye. We finished in 6th, behind Philly. You know, we start playing on Wednesday, 2 games Wednesday, 2 games Thursday. So, you know, we went to the prelims 4-0. The team was playing really well, on fire. You know, we were winning convincingly. You know, we were coming together as a team every game. I've been trying to get Dan Tilczak playing this team for 2.5 years. So for me, it was awesome. You know, I've admired him as a player and his abilities. He's a very talented player. He's got a great head, good thinker. He doesn't need a whole lot. He can do a lot of stuff on his own. And Carl's a super dedicated kid, super fast. I mean, that kid moves from one spot to another like faster than anybody I've ever seen. I mean, it's amazing. We didn't come to play on Friday. You know, they outplayed us, they outsmarted us, and you know, we never got a chance to play the second round field just due to time constraints and practice schedules and whatnot. So it was the first time we ever saw it. Was you know, when they changed the field, and then the first time we ever played it was when the horn went off for the Russians on Friday. So most of the guys, you know, on that team are very disciplined, very determined, and had that field wired. You know, just unfortunately we didn't. We have been plagued by penalties throughout the year, and it's tough, man. X-ball is all about a one-guy advantage, a one-player advantage. You know, if you can go out there and shoot a guy in the break and start 5-on-4, or you know, whatever the case may be, it's a huge advantage. So when you get a penalty, man, it's like not only are you mentally going, man, we got a penalty, we got to play with 4, but I mean, physically you're at a player disadvantage. It's one less gun to shoot. That's one less player to get to a position to stop someone from running on the field and tapping you on the head. You know, I think it's just what everybody strives for and what everybody's goal is, end all be all. I mean, I've been playing paintball for 15, 16 years and been playing professionally for 13. My first World Cup was in 1993. I was playing for a team called Detroit Fusion, made up of all the local guys in the greater Detroit area, greater teams in the area, that we took like the best guys from each team and created this one powerhouse team, if you want to call it. Called it Fusion. Cesar Pizzo was the captain. He was at the time, had been around for a really long time. It's different, man. Sometimes I wish I could be that 20-year-old. Actually, a lot of times I wish I could be that 20-year-old, because it was, sometimes I think it was just quite a bit easier, but I wouldn't trade it for the world, man. I love it, you know.
Many different labels, but in essence, the core of you guys, like you, Travis, Rusty, really been together now, what, 7 years between? How's it feel to keep playing with guys you know that well?
You know, I've said it a million times. You live and you die off your core, you know. You look at all the great teams in paintball, and you'll find a core. You know, the better team is going to beat the most talented team most of the time in sports or even in paintball, and it's a comfort zone. It's, you know, I mean, you're on the road so much, you're practicing, you're playing tournaments, you're flying around the world. You gotta like the guys you're with. If you don't, it's going to be miserable, and you're not going to. And then at the end of the day, you're going to end up not liking paintball, and that's not the end-all be-all goal. You know, I mean, we all fell in love with this game, so. It's a great feeling to know that you've been with these guys and you're surrounded with, you know, people who you consider like a brother to you, and you're all competing for the same common goal. That's a pretty cool thing.
God, you took a